So, our second episode. What's on your list then for things to chat about?
So we have a couple of questions here, top fives.
So, okay, we'll start straight in. Top 5 submissions. Let's have like that.
Triangles.
Yeah.
Chokes.
This is all of them.
Yeah, chokes is too open, but the thing that I like about chokes is the fact that like either you tap or you sleep.
Okay.
It's kind of difficult to escape a choke.
Quite dark.
Kind of.
Dark that view. They're sort of getting
No, but I am
Gabby's
small. I'm tiny. I need to go with the submission that is going to give me the biggest chance
That's
of
very
fall.
true. That's very true.
You know?
Yeah.
And also chokes, you can get extremely technical with them. Very, very technical. And there are multiple possibilities of like giving people chokes. So from the back, from the mount. I don't like them from the mount as much because I am too tiny, so it's very easy to take me out of the mount if you're much bigger than I am. And chokes, a lot of them can come from the closed guard, from the half guard, if you are on top of someone on the half guard, if you are inside the half guard, or if you are on the side control. So, but my preference, my second top, is chokes from the back.
We could have a whole top 5 Gabby's chokes.
Right now, at the belt that I am, I have found myself doing a lot of arm bars and having very good like rate in a way that I didn't use before. And I think it's because I achieved like a level of adjustment on my arm bars that now they're being like efficient, much more efficient than before.
From a variety of different places.
From knee on belly, from side control, from mount position, even from the back as well. So that's good.
I'm really, at the moment, liking what we're doing with our blue belts. Getting this open guard, sort of bringing experience and knowledge of open guard to them, starting with the single leg X and X guard, and then having the opportunity to get to knee on belly and finishing it with a shotgun armbar, just like a nice little chain of things. I like that shotgun armbar. But like yourself, I'll go into my top 5s in a bit, but the armbar side of it, more experience now as the sort of level I am, I'm finding I'm getting armbars. But the majority of the time it's always off students. And I think that is because you're still, even though we have some purple belts here, blue belts the majority, you're still in that situation where Jiu-Jitsu can induce that kind of panic, that kind of fear of you thrust your arms up and it's just there to grab.
Yeah, for example, when you're doing the closed guard and then you go for a arm bar and their first reaction is to try to posture.
Yeah.
But then their arm just ends up more extended.
Yeah.
That's normally when they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So they're still on that phase of like doing some intuitive things that not necessarily is the safest thing or the things that is going to get them out of the whole thing.
No.
You know?
And that'll change as they go on. But
time.
It changes or they get sore arms. So eventually they'll have to change it because their arms will become sore. They'll have to ask the question of why they've got sore arms and they go, oh, that's why I've got sore arms. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I have all the top 5 submissions. I would say at the moment that what I have been practicing a lot and it's just giving me more results. Arm bars, triangles and chokes.
Yeah, I'd say that they change from maybe month to month as what I'm able to set up, what I'm able to react to, and then what I'm like enjoying doing. They always seem to go through that. When I first got my brown belt, it became, access to the legs. This is amazing. It never happened before. You didn't do anything like that before. Here you are, purple belt, all upper body, nothing else. Then suddenly, legs. And it's just basically had to relearn jiu-jitsu because you just kept doing stupid things and getting yourself caught.
And do you feel like you still do a lot of leg stuff today?
No, only on a certain individual. But no, I don't really. I kind of enjoy them, but I don't necessarily see huge amounts of pleasure from them. I much prefer setting lots of little traps that lead people down a road where they eventually have nothing else to do but to tap to an arm lock or a shoulder lock.
For me, when I got to the brown belt, like, oh, now I'm gonna learn the leg stuff. But then I got my brown belt on 2019. So at the end of 2019, then you have pandemic, and I was not practicing during pandemic. So then I came to the UK for a master's, and I was not practicing loads. I was more like teaching. So I really like the homework that I should have done on my brown belt regarding the leg locks. I didn't. And now in this position of like teaching and not practicing as much as before as well.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at leg locks. And I also feel like even if I was good with them, if I was very good at them, I would probably still avoid them. I would maybe use that more with high advanced students, because I think that the risk that are involved with them are just like too...
Yeah, you can run off.
It just feels like irreversible damage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can definitely move around with a slight damage to your elbow, but you can't run away with a damaged knee or anything like that. It's if somebody, there's a big drive at the moment for everybody to be learning them. And I'm not one way or the other really. If people want to practice them, they can practice them. But there are a lot of people then that come and train who don't know anything about them, and that's when you've got danger, because they'll react in a certain way that you're not expecting, and if you're holding on in a certain way and they roll, I've seen it too often, and like, whoa, you hear the cracks and you hear the clicks, and you're like, that's not going to be good.
Oh, I'm lucky enough that I haven't like seen a lot of that, because like all my belts I got in Brazil. And in my gym, we would only be allowed to start doing leg attacks when we reached the purple belt. But then on the purple belt, it was just like the straight leg attack, that one on the ankle.
Yep.
And then on the brown belt, we also, in my gym, I don't think we practice a lot of that. So I ended up like not being very exposed to them. And I think that the leg attacks, they started becoming more famous, more like explored at the gyms. Once you have no-gi becoming this new huge thing and like more present on the media with the bigger competitions.
The marketing side of it, ADCC.
Even here at the gym, I feel like we are teaching the students the X guard, single X. But these are two guards that they kind of evolved with no-gi. So I was not very exposed to them back in Brazil. And when I got here, then all of a sudden everybody's doing this kind of guards and like leg attacks. And they're like, man, that's the influence of the presence of no-gi in the media and what people are being able to watch, you know?
Yeah. It was mainly, brown belt was the leg attacks minus the heel hooks, because they just stayed in no-gi. But then, like you, the pandemic came along just at the point where I was favouring no-gi over gi, and that was it. That wiped that out totally. So then you spent 2 years basically of not really training as a black belt and those sorts of things, and having to learn very quickly when you get back to it what these things are. And yeah, it's a baptism of fire if somebody spent the entire time of like lockdown sat in their room drilling on a dummy. Yeah, so those were funny times and fun times. So yeah, I'd like to say probably belt by belt they changed, day by day, probably. Just depends. I'm quite happy. Like I say, I much prefer the trap setting to get to a position where you are ultimately dominant and the submission is just whatever part of the body you can get, whether it's a choke, whether it's an arm lock, whether it's a shoulder lock. It's for me, no real top fives. Yeah.
No real top fives,
no. Real top fives, no. Okay, so next top five. Okay, so I suppose, what are your top 5 things you like about, let's go Gracie Barra Tooting. Let's go, what are the top 5 things you like about this place?
I even made the list.
And I better be at the top.
I made a list.
You made a list?
Yeah. So the thing that I like the most, it's not close to where I live.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think British culture is a little bit like weird, awkward socially. So in Brazil, if you train with someone and you meet them when you are on Sainsbury's, it's like, hey mate, how are you? All good? No strange vibes. But then here in the UK, it feels like if you met people outside of the place that you're supposed to be interacting, they're going to be self-conscious and all of a sudden too self-aware and, you know, embarrassed, and they don't know how to behave, and they just make something simple into a awkward interaction.
Yes.
So that's one.
I like, that definitely has happened.
And also like the fact that I live away from the gym, it gives me like some space, you know. So my whole trajectory back home is all about like grinding myself again, disconnecting from work and trying not to take the problems as a professor to my house, to my partner. And if I am there on my neighborhood,
Yes.
and I go for drinks with my friends and I get crazy drunk, I won't have to worry about no parents or students finding me, crossing paths with me, and they're like, oh my gosh, I just saw
Did you see
Professor...
what Professor Gabby did?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Dancing on the bar.
She was so wasted. I never seen no one like that.
Yeah, and especially when it's like with parents and kids and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like when you are also in structure of kids, you do care much more about your image and crossing paths with like people from the gym. If it was just the adults, it wouldn't be a big deal, but with the kids, it's just like you don't want to expose children to things that are not age appropriate, and then you also don't want to expose them to some sort of context that they will start making questions to you, and then you're in a difficult situation to explain. Because then it's like, you're making this question, I don't want to deflate it, but at the same time, I don't think if I should be the one answering this question.
And then you've already got their parents sat on the sidelines just shaking their heads. You get all the fun out.
Yeah. The other aspect that I really like about GB Tooting is how clean it is.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Because we do take cleaning like serious here. So we are always looking after the mats, but not just at the mats, like on the other facilities at the gym.
Yeah.
And because I spend a lot of time here, I don't want to be practicing and teaching in a place that is going to put myself into danger, you know, into a potential risk of getting infections or just having to get used to the smell of sweaty men for 5 days off.
It's not me that does it, it's the whole team. Everybody takes responsibility.
The whole community, I think we're very like, hey guys, be mindful of the space.
When we first started this place, it was very much a case of having to tell people, which I think about it now, it's baffling to me that you wouldn't do this anyway, that you have to wash your uniform after you've trained and you've sweated in it. And I put it to them in terms of, you've sweated this much in a gym, would you wear the same gym clothes the next day? And then you go, well, no. So why? Oh, that kind of makes sense, yeah. Okay, why do you do that? Because the infections and bacteria, yeah, so wash your stuff. Definitely. After every session.
And the thing that life taught me is like the obvious still needs to be said. So even though for us it's like obvious, we will have to say that to students, to parents, or whoever, you know.
I think parents is the other side of it as well. It's they don't know, because a lot of the time their kids, they don't really sweat too much.
Not as the adults, not as much as the adults.
If you're bringing your child in their uniform and it's raining and they're running through puddles of mud and they're covered in mud and they've been eating beforehand and they've got jam all over their little kimono, it's like, I think now you should wash it, just,
Yeah, come on.
If you leave that till summer, there's going to be wasps everywhere.
The other point that I really like about the gym is how much we care about the kids. So you have plenty of gyms that they're not thinking about the experience of the children inside the dojo. They just want them to be like jiu-jitsu machines. And I think we understand that jiu-jitsu can develop other abilities in everybody. And I feel like for us, it's important to provide the kids like a very safe environment where they're going to have fun, but they're also going to develop jiu-jitsu. So I see like here, I'm not supposed to develop great athletes. It's not our main objective. if one day it becomes that, all right, but at the time, right now, I feel like our objective is like help children develop fully, physically, mentally, emotionally. So we are more focused about their cognitive development, about their physical development, the emotional, social aspects of it. So that's very, very good to witness and to be part of. Because there are some jiu-jitsu gyms that they just want to create jiu-jitsu machines, and then it's not very healthy for the kids. And
no, we've seen that we've got some kids who want to, or their parents want them to explore the athlete route. I'm sure they will push them in that direction. But for everyone that's like that, there's another 10 that aren't like that. The 10 that will benefit from the development, the learning opportunities that come from jiu-jitsu to help them in their everyday school and everyday social and family lives, just from practicing what we do here as well.
Yeah.
And we don't just stop. The learning doesn't stop after the session. We're always trying to think of new ways to educate them in a fun and exciting way.
Which is so challenging.
Which is challenging, but it also has to be fun for them and fun for us as well.
Yeah. So I think that teaching kids also helps you a lot of learning how to manage your expectations according to what's the age group, what you know that they will be able to do, what to expect, and not be so sad.
Yes.
In case they don't become jiu-jitsu machines.
I think you've done it, and here you've also come down that route of the expectation side of it. And when I first started it, probably one of the main concerns about teaching kids was, I thought, kids that come to jiu-jitsu are like athletic adults that want to come train jiu-jitsu. They want to walk away from here like ready to compete after like day one, and that's not the case. And it became really, really hard and quite damaging potentially to one's mental health. It's that they don't sit still. Sometimes they don't listen. They come here because they enjoy it and they have fun, so they just have fun with them. Make sure they are at least learning in a subtle way stuff that's going to benefit from them. But if they can't do quite advanced positional techniques, it's not the end of the world. Just keep going.
And it's not the end of the world, and it also doesn't mean that you are a bad professor.
Exit, yeah. You're not a bad teacher if they can't.
Yeah. So when we are dealing with kids, it's really understanding that some of them are here not even because they want it, because they are forced by the parents.
Yeah.
And the whole point is understanding that most of them are going to have different limits and places they are going to be able to achieve in terms of technical level and technical skill. So I cannot expect a kid that comes 3 times a week to have the same technical level as a kid that I know comes only once a week, right? They are going to have different trajectories amongst them, and then you will try to teach something in a technical level that's going to be useful for all of them, understanding that some of them might be able to reach the technical level, some of them won't, and that's absolutely fine.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean nothing about you as an instructor, as a professor. Yeah. Next point on the community.
Yes.
There are many challenges at being part of a gym that is this new, because then the gym is growing with the students. The students are growing with the gym. It's a different relationship than getting to a gym that is already super well established and you trying to integrate yourself in this environment. So here I think that we are developing a good culture of trying to look after each other, trying to match each other's abilities and energy, and a place that we want to be very respectful and good for everybody, not just for a certain type of people, just for a small group of people.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really like, the fact that we are trying to build something that is aligned with our values and with our perspective on what jiu-jitsu is supposed to be, what's the sort of space and environment we want people to grow at.
Everybody has to grow together.
Yeah.
Everybody has to help each other grow. You can't have one person coming in, absorbing the growth for everybody else, and basically just consuming jiu-jitsu without really giving anything back and leaving feeling good about themselves when everybody else feels bad. Everybody comes here and grows it together. That's the only way it works. I truly believe that. That's the only way you're going to make better versions of everybody else, is by making a better version of yourself in conjunction with making better versions of everybody else.
Great. And now the last topic. It was the first topic, but I changed it. So I put you as one of my favorite things of the whole GB Tooting thing, like context, because I do felt very respected since the beginning in our negotiations, of like our conversations, our exchanges. I do think that you are doing something very brave, which is opening your gym, your own gym, because that takes a lot from anyone. And I do like to share the dojo with you. I feel very comfortable, and I feel like you see me as an equal. So I don't feel like you see me as most people that I have like dealt with in Jiu-Jitsu. I don't feel like you see me like less than you. Like we are in very different levels. I feel like you understand that we are different, but we both have different life trajectories that are supposed to like dialogue between each other, instead of like you just trying to take or you just trying to give. It's actually like, I think it's a balanced relationship.
Yes.
And I do feel like very respected, and that you do appreciate my perspective on things, my ideas on how we can improve the space. And I feel like you're doing a great work culture, where we are putting into place like new procedures for stuff, new protocols. And that's not just due to you. I think that Sophia is also a great, great part of this
Definitely
culture settlement that we are putting together, you know? Because she has been here for a year or more. And before working, she was also part of the community. So she also has a lot to add as a student, and, you know. So this is my favorite thing about the GB Tooting, you know, Tom and the work culture.
This place can't run by my hand alone, and it can't run with my thoughts and ideas alone. It takes an entire team on and off the mats to bring together where we need to go to grow, what we need to do to stay, and how we need to help everybody that's inside and as much as we can outside of the academy. And one of my big things for this place is to plant it in Tooting. Yeah, great. But do as much as we can to reach the community outside of the academy that don't get touched by Jiu-Jitsu. What can we do as a community to be able to just show, make them feel some of what we feel about what we do, what we enjoy being here. And yeah, that has to come from everybody, from the whole team. That's why, yeah, it is in my top 5. At the top is working with amazing individuals like yourself and Sophia, because it's quite lonely trying to do all of it by yourself.
Yeah.
You can become quite bitter. And if you don't listen to anybody else and you listen to yourself about everything, then it's just a route of a downward trajectory. I think in terms of your business and your health and well-being, you need other people, but you don't need yes men or yes women, which is what I also like about Sophia and yourself, is you're not here just to massage my ego. You will tell me when there is stuff that needs to be put right, and you will show me where there's stuff that needs to be put right, and we will all work together when we come across situations or issues that need a group of individuals to think about it. Yeah. We've done that before, where we've had certain kids that have certain issues. We've worked as a group to come to the right conclusion that's in the best interest of them and their parents as members of this community, so that they can carry on and continue and reap the benefits of training Jiu-Jitsu and plugging into this community.
I think that you're very grounded in your values and what is your vision for the whole gym. Because there are people that they are just too focused at the money. So when they are too focused at the money, they will end up like being much more flexible with what they're going to accept or not from their clients. you know? So I think that like we cannot be that, of course we are going to care about numbers and about like retention of students, but we cannot be that afraid of losing students by settling boundaries that are going to be good for everybody.
Yeah. It's for the many, not the few.
Yeah.
And if it's not worth what you think it is, but more people think it's worth it than not, then we're not interested in your opinion. You're either going to stay and change and abide by our values and what we hold here at Gracie Barra Tooting because it's for the benefit of everybody and not just the few, or you can take the decision to leave, and that's your decision to take. But you have to do it in a respectful way.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we ask for you.
Yeah.
That when you're here, you're respectful, and when you're leaving, you're respectful.
And what are the top 5 things that you love about Jiu-Jitsu?
So I've got 4 now because I've just given you the 4. Definitely the team. I love the fact I have the opportunity to wake up every day and have a positive impact on so many people. The people that come through the door, and it's not just students, it's then parents as well. And I'm pretty sure, even though we see tears from some of the adults as well, that everybody leaves here in a better state, health, well-being, mental health, well-being state than when they came in. And to be able to wake up and do that as your job, I think it's quite an amazing achievement, from considering where I came from, where I'd wake up every day and just think about myself. Now I got to think about, which brings its own stresses, think about everybody else. Now I've got a team to think about everybody else, but it's then making a place that's good, that is good, ultimately, for everybody, for the community, but then also for the team as well. That then you can come into work and you should be able to feel that you're leaving feeling a better version than when you arrived, because you've had a great experience of teaching. It's not been hard work. There haven't been huge amounts of hurdles to jump over, climb over. I'm not demanding your times. I'm not making you do certain things that are outside of your values or outside of Sophia's values. It's I'm quite willing to provide you with the autonomy that you need in order to become the best version of yourself when you're on the mats, and then for Sophia and yourself off the mats, and as she needs to be as well. So, yeah. Doing that as a full-time job has to be the second thing. But then also, it being my passion, having this as my business, but also as my passion, is very rewarding, and it is a lifetime in searching for some people that they don't find, and then being able to find it. Although I'm 40, I could have found it much earlier, but finding it when I found it, as it was meant to be, then to be able to do my full-time job, that is my passion, that I get then to train in what I love, and I get to share with as many people as I can this amazing thing that has changed my life, that then is helping shape and change theirs as well, I think is one of the other amazing things. But having Gracie Barra Tooting as a place to do that, I think is really awesome. And to be where it is as well. Like, it's not in some dodgy area of a back street in the city somewhere. It's like, we're outside, we're on the main road, people can see us, we're right in the heart of the community to be able to do it.
Yeah, and very like strategically close to like train stations and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is great for people, and safety.
Yeah.
It's like you can travel here, it is safe to get here, it is safe public transport to get back. It's on main roads. It's not down back alleys. It's not in a garage down a street somewhere.
That impacts a lot the female presence on the gym, because there were different moments in my life that like I was going to a nice place to practice, but then the class ended like at 10 p.m. 2 hours practice, ending at 10 p.m. in a very isolated place. There was no buses. There was no nothing. Really like difficult to come back and forth, so I would go there if I had like a lift.
Yeah.
But then it's also like just not ideal, because
yeah, thinking about in terms of that, I think one of the decisions why I placed it where I placed it was because I saw how central it was in order for transport. And that's really useful because people need to, not everybody has a car.
Yeah.
People want to travel through.
Most people don't have a car.
Most people don't have a car. Most families don't have a car.
I think it's the end.
That's the end of that.